Hello, Moderna traders. Nick Shaheen here, looking at Moderna in a second. Just did Novavax. Only fair to do MRNA next. All right, so my comments on Novavax was that it's technically tight, a move is coming, direction unknown. I laid out the uppers and lowers. You can go watch that video later. So I did do videos on this one before. I think I did a pretty good job. You can go back and watch them. They had a lot of views, and I managed probably not to piss off a lot of people. So I don't know the stock fundamentals. All I know is what the chart tells me. So don't get upset. I'm not insulting it by any means. Okay, so let's look at the chart. The bulls are in control for the last, I don't know, few days at least, maybe weeks, and we have a higher low trend. Bounced off of prior support. That's really good news. So now they definitely do not want to lose that support, because then you draw a head and shoulders with ominous results, 44 or lower. See, I get the shit right out of the way. So I'm not calling it down there. I'm just saying, you see, I said good news, higher lows, bulls in control. But now the job is do not lose this zone. It could cause a lot of problems. So now let's look up. The up is, this was good, but failed at exactly where it should have failed. So it's into resistance. So let's see my notes from before. All right, good. So I had a range set and it's still there. They are trying to break out of it. They tried and failed. They're trying to test it. Once they come back and test it for footing, this zone right here, then they can continue on to finish this. But there will be resistance. That's why I said resistance. Oh, look, I said must hold. I bet you this is probably bad news, that orange thing right here. Let's see. Yeah. So hold, or, bad consequences. So this is chasing a breakout from a level perspective. This was chasing a breakout from a trend perspective. I don't like to do that because there'll be a lot of fake outs like this one. I like to wait for confirmation of, hey, we've been here before, we failed here before, but not this time, let's go. Versus, hey, we could do it this time. Nope. We can do it this time. Nope. So I chase level breakouts versus trend line breakouts. They're both fine. The people that chase trend line breakouts without knowing harmonics of sorts, where you can project a price path, you're just hoping for the best. If you know harmonics and you can project a price path, that's fine. Otherwise, I'd use level support. Level triggers and support. All right, so what are the mini lines between those two big white lines? So this is where they bounced last. Clearly, I want them to bounce again. If not, they're probably going to test the place where they did bounce. If that fails, they're probably going to come back to here. There should be no reason to get out of here, short of some sort of news. On the upside, if you want to get some intelligence inside this line here, so this was a prior fail, this is a fail, so I'm going to draw a line here and say, okay, so you have to take this out, maybe trip over here, ran out of room. Again, I do this all the time. Goodness. Ugh. I do that all the time as well. Okay. So something like this. The bottom line is we have a big range, a smaller range, and then another range here. Like these two candles put a good range. So 65 to 71-ish is also another range. You have to know who's in control. Right now, the bulls are in control, so dips should be bought. This is a headline stock, just like all of them are. Any day you can get a yay or a poo-poo. So I don't know what kind of fundamentals they have. So it's a 28 billion market cap. Do they even have sales? I don't know. That's up to you. It's hard to tell here. I don't. Revenues, where is it? Oh my gosh. Under 300 million. Yeah. So that's a big, so meaning it's a binary event. If the scientists come through, it'll be great. Then you'll have fundamentals to dissect. Until then, it's just pure bet on upside potential. These are the kinds I don't add to my longs. Like if I own, let's say Microsoft or anything else that has current fundamentals, tangible PEs, price to sales, PEG ratios and stuff, if it falls to a level and you think, hey, you know what, I bought it 10% higher, I'm going to average down, I can. With this kind of stock where it's a binary event, I don't unless I found out something new, it's still a 50-50 bet that maybe they'll get to the end result of whatever they're trying to do, vaccine or cure, I can't remember, or not. So it's not one I would add on dips. Meanwhile, the chart is constructive. It does have places where it should not go, and really it doesn't show like it's going there, but you never know. It has resistance here and above. Opportunity line is already behind it. They just need to establish it as footing. So 71-ish. If they hold above it on little dips, that's great news. If you want a real value, 70.4. Another one would be 69 and change. Those are good to hold. If they do, then they can do more damage to the roof, because you're going to bounce and bounce and bounce against the roof, and you're doing it from higher lows. Eventually, you're going to overcome that roof, and then you're going to reach further than before. Meaning the bears are tired, the bulls burst through and overshoot. That's how cup and handles are made. That's how inverse head and shoulders are made. I bet you can draw one of these two here. Like you can say, oh, there's a giant cup and there's a handle. Boom, let's go. What's the upside potential? Usually as big as this bowl. So I wouldn't stand in its way if it breaks out. How about that? To bet on it, with either buy shares, buy calls or call spreads. I can imagine the calls are expensive. So if you do a $5, $10 wide spread somewhere here, you would capture that nicely. The higher you go, the cheaper the spread. The less likelihood it comes to fruition. So you got to find a sweet spot. So I like to buy the leg that has about a 25 chance of success. So because that's within the price range of the current options chain, probably. So I don't need the market maker to lose money for me to make money. We can both win. Whereas if I go too high, then I'm really betting against the house, and that's not a good idea. If I go too low, it's too expensive and it makes it a coin flip. Might as well buy the shares. So that's my logic. I could sell some put spreads in that, but I don't want to own the shares, so I probably won't. I don't have any trades in it, by the way. This is an unbiased opinion. All right, Nick signing out.